Hey everybody, and welcome back to Movies with Mia. If you're new to the channel, hi! I'm Mia Tiffany, and here we are watching the greatest classic films throughout history. Today we are finishing our MWM Christmas series, a little late mind you, by watching the film The Bishop's Wife. Now, before we even shout out my Golden Oscar patrons, I think we should address the elephant in the room. As you can see, I am not with you in the flesh for this intro, nor will I be for the outro. And that is because I am in the middle of a huge move right now. So my studio is full of boxes and there's clothes everywhere and it is just a mess in here. So I figured I might as well just turn the cameras off and you guys can hear my lovely voice. Hopefully you don't miss my face too much, but I think you'll see it. I'll have like a picture of me up and you'll just be able to look in my beautiful eyes then. But yes, so before we get things kicked off, I would like to shout out my Golden Oscar patrons. Guys, thank you so much for your continued support of the channel. And if you're interested in exclusive MWM content, then please check out that Patreon link, which is in the description box below. If you are not quite interested in becoming a patron, but you still want to support the channel, why not consider buying a movie ticket? Currently, movie ticket donations are being used not only to support the channel, but also to support our new editor, Zach. So if that's something that you are willing to donate to, then please head on over to www.buymeacoffee.com/Mia Tiffany. And I have provided that link down in the description box below. And speaking of our new editor, Zach, as always, guys, I love to give him a shout out. Thank you so much, Zach, for all your hard work. So I just wanted to give him some thanks. If you get a chance, check out his YouTube channel, Zank Films, which I've linked down in the description. Thank you so much, Zach. The Bishop's Wife was released in 1947, directed by Henry Koster, starring Cary Grant, Loretta Young, and David Niven, with other notable performances by Monty Woolley, James Gleason, and Gladys Cooper. All right, everyone, you know what time it is. At this point, we are going to get into some historical background. For those of you who want to jump right onto the film reaction, go for it. But for those of you who want to stay, we're going to get right into it. So The Bishop's Wife was originally a novel written by Robert Nathan. After the massive success of the 1947 motion picture, The Best Years of Our Lives, producer Samuel Goldwyn of MGM Studios wanted to continue his good success by creating a heartwarming Christmas film. Now, he decided upon this Christmas-themed film despite the fact that another Christmas-themed fantasy film, It's a Wonderful Life, had flopped in its initial release at the box office. It seemed as though audiences weren't satisfied with the fantastical Christmas-time themes that were present in It's a Wonderful Life, but this didn't stop Goldwyn from moving forward with The Bishop's Wife. Now, he asked Robert Sherwood, who had written the script for The Best Years of Our Lives, to flesh out a screenplay. Critics would later remark on how that was sort of an odd choice for Goldwyn, but I suppose Goldwyn figured that Sherwood had made him one smash hit, so surely he could make him another one. Now, once the screenplay was in motion, Goldwyn initially hired William Sater to direct the film. Goldwyn later felt that Sater, Goldwyn later felt that Sater, who was a well-established comedy director, wasn't the right fit for the style of the film, so he replaced Sater with director Henry Koster. Now, there were several changes during production, which I will dive into a little later during our Interesting Facts segment. But despite all of the signs pointing to this film basically flopping at the box office, the film would actually go on to be nominated for 5 Oscars, including Best Motion Picture, at the Academy Awards in 1948. But it would win only 1 for Best Sound Recording. All right, guys, now on to some interesting facts. So in the initial casting, Cary Grant and Loretta Young were actually slated to play the bishop and his wife, and David Niven was set to play Dudley, the angel. But when Cary Grant read the script, he voiced his disapproval of the choices and requested that there be rewrites. Now, I'm not sure if it was him who realized or if it was the studios who realized, but one of them realized that he was actually miscasted, and that eventually led him and David Niven to switching roles. Now, during production, Loretta Young and Cary Grant actually butted heads quite a bit, mainly in part to Cary Grant's notorious perfectionism while on set. In one article that I read, they spoke of a particular scene when Cary basically called cut just to point out the fact that the windows of the house weren't frosted, even though in his words he said, or maybe I'm paraphrasing, basically it's supposed to be cold outside, yet we're in this warm house and the windows aren't frosted. So they would basically stop all of production just to frost the windows. And this would happen a lot during production. So it was just those little things that really caused a lot of tension between Young and Grant. Now, fortunately though, they both found solace in David Niven, who was a good friend to both of them. So, you know, at least he was kind of like the middleman, the mediator, the one that kind of brought peace amongst the trio. So I thought that was kind of nice to add in. Now, despite these several issues on set, The Bishop's Wife, like I said, received wide critical acclaim and won another hit for Samuel Goldwyn and MGM Studios. Finally, in 1996, The Bishop's Wife was remade with Denzel Washington and Whitney Houston, titled The Preacher's Wife, to give it more of a modern feel. With that being said, this is my first time watching The Bishop's Wife, and I am so excited to get into it. But before we do, y'all know the deal. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification to stay in the loop. Which you can't see me do because I'm not there. Alright guys, at this point it is time to grab your snacks, grab your drinks, and let's get in to The Bishop's Wife. Oh my god, and there he is right in the beginning, Mr. Cary Grant. I love him so much. And please forgive me, I am going to be fangirling the entire video, so just prepare yourself for that. He looks so just happy to see the Christmas cheer and spirit. He's like, look at all the children. And everyone just enjoying the splendor.
This is very kind of you. It's a privilege.
They're like stopping so close to him.
All right then.
Mother, please, please let me see it, please. Oh no, not the baby in the snow. Snow's very slippery.
Oh, thank God you saved my baby.
Oh my God, that could have been horrible.
Just don't let it happen again.
I promise you I won't.
All right, remember that. Now on your way.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, he's like a superhero. Look at him. I love looking at storefronts during Christmas. It's like something so traditional about it. I don't know. I just love it. He's looking quite pensively at her, like, who is this woman?
Well, if it isn't my dear, beautiful Julia. How's Henry? I haven't seen him in quite some time.
He's terribly tired and worried.
And she's having difficulty raising money for the cathedral.
She seems so soft and sweet.
How's your book coming?
Oh, splendidly. Greatest history of Rome since Gibbon.
Sounds very informative.
Something I'd like you to give Henry with my compliments for his cathedral fund. It's an old Roman coin.
Oh, if only we could spend Christmas back here where we were so happy with you and all of our old friends.
No.
Oh, it must be hard trying to raise money for the cathedral. He's like, who is that woman?
Why, Professor, how fine to see you again after all these years.
How are you?
I don't think you remember me.
Oh, that's preposterous. Of course I do.
No, you clearly don't. Like, in your eyes, you don't remember him.
It wasn't Vienna, was it?
Vienna, beautiful old Vienna.
When I was lecturing there on Roman history.
Absolutely. No way that that's real, bro. They have never met before in his life.
I couldn't help noticing your tender parting from Julia.
I like the ethereal music that played.
I'm interested in Julia and Henry.
I never see Henry anymore. He now consorts with the vulgar rich, like Mrs. Hamilton.
Ah, so maybe this endeavor has sort of changed. The woman's husband, he walks with an air of like goodness, you know? Like whatever his characters, you can tell he's out to do good. And you just feel that kind of emanating.
I'm terribly sorry I'm so late. I hope you've been having a good meeting.
We have not.
Ew, the way that they're looking at her makes me feel uncomfortable. Like they just feel so snobby.
We might be able to place the George B. Hamilton Memorial Chapel here on the northeast.
This cathedral cannot be designed for the glory of an individual. It has to be created for all the people.
It's David Niven. He's so handsome too.
Don't forget that I was instrumental in having you made bishop, although others thought you too young.
Was this woman, was she in Rebecca? I feel like she was either the sister or maybe it wasn't Rebecca, it was something else. She was in something and she had that still sort of like stern upper lip type like character. I don't remember.
You give me the impression of being confused, indecisive, and utterly ineffectual. That is not the kind of leadership we expect of our bishop. You will build that cathedral as I want it, or you will not build it at all.
She's like, it's my money and you're gonna build it like I want it. All right. So somebody is a bah humbug, okay?
Ghastly afternoon. What a ghastly woman. I had a most unchristian impulse to take those blueprints and give her a good whack over the
most unchristian impulse. Smack her across the face. Oh my God.
Why not postpone the cathedral? At least forget about it until after Christmas.
Impossible.
Yeah, let's just have a Christmas. Wonderful Christmas.
Oh, Henry, if you could see your poor, harassed face.
Well, you haven't done very much to help it.
Mr. Trevor on the phone, Bishop. He says it's urgent.
Tell him the bishop will call him back, please.
She's like, we're having a discussion right now. Oh, I feel bad.
What's happened to us and our marriage? We used to have such fun, you and Debbie and I. We used to be happy. We used to make other people happy.
It's because he can't get the frickin' funds for this cathedral.
Julia, you can't see beyond the end of your nose. I want this cathedral to stand like a great beacon. I want its light to shine.
Never mind, Henry, never mind.
Never mind that. What about your family and our happiness?
Here's a contribution I collected. It's an old Roman coin. Professor Wuthridge sent it to you. Wasn't it sweet of him?
Oh, fool, what does he think I can do with that?
So this is driving a wedge between them and their marriage. Why are both of the men in this so freaking attractive? It's not fair. I'm trying to listen to the story, but I'm so distracted.
Tomorrow, maybe we could go out together. Walk around the way we used to. Go to the park and watch the skaters. That sort of thing.
Oh, just have a nice little walk. Oh my gosh, yes, let's do it. It's a date.
Oh, it's been years since we've been there.
I wonder why the director has decided to shoot them from such a far angle versus kind of being a little closer and a little bit more intimate. I guess this particular way that he has the actors situated is kind of awkward to kind of get a more intimate visual, but I just feel like we as the audience are a little bit not isolated, but a little bit divorced, I guess, from the sort of scene because I feel like we're not as close. Maybe that's just a me thing. Maybe I've just gotten used to like the intimate shots of like John Huston and all that, but I just feel like we're a little further away than where we should be in this particular scene. But that's just an observation.
Very well, I'll be there. 10:30 tomorrow morning, then we can go on to the board meeting. Put that down then, will you? Mr. Trevor's office, 10:30 tomorrow, and the board meeting in the Bankers Club at 11.
No! So they can't have their date. He's frickin' going to work. It's not like he can do anything. It's work.
Can't you help me? Can't you tell me? Oh, God, please help me.
He's calling out to God. It illuminates. Wow, that was beautiful. Beautiful music.
What can I do for you?
What can I do for you? You asked for help.
Who told you I asked for help?
Can Cary Grant be my guardian angel? Like, what?
Oh, I knew it. I've been working too hard.
You have some problems with the building of this cathedral, haven't you? Ought to look magnificent up there on the top of Sanctuary Hill.
He's like, I'm losing my mind. But isn't that your profession? Like, aren't you in the church? Shouldn't you, like, know that this is real?
Do you believe I am what I say I am?
I've only got your word for it.
You, of all people, can trust the word of an angel.
He literally popped into your room. Like, I'd be like, yeah, you're an angel. And you have the face of Cary Grant. Of course you're an angel.
Yes, but for how long? How long will it take?
Well, just long enough. Until you can utter another prayer and say that you have no further need of me.
I love the confidence that the angel has, too. Oh, it's just gone. That would blow my mind. I would be like, oh my God. You better take your miracle, brother. Bruddy. I was going to say bruddy. Brother.
Well, the bishop didn't eat his breakfast. What's the matter? Is he sick?
Oh, he looked perfectly awful. He said he had a very bad sleepless night.
He has a divine intervention. That's why he's like freaking out. He doesn't even know what to do with it. He's like, hi there. He never told Julia that he has prior engagements today.
Good morning, Henry. Oh, it's a wonderful morning. I'm afraid I'm a little late. Oh, thank you. Thank you, dear.
Oh my God, Matilda is literally me. I would just be starstruck, like, oh my God, you're beautiful. What creature are you? I would be like, I don't even know what to do with myself. Please.
No.
No, you first. I love how, like, interactive he is with everyone, too. Like, looking at them in the face. it forwards this sort of like warm, happy feeling of his character.
And Henry and I are going out together.
I'm terribly sorry, but I find I have some appointments.
Don't you remember, Henry? You promised.
Yeah, I know I did.
Dudley could represent you at those meetings, couldn't he?
Absolutely.
Could I?
See, look, there's that framing again, where his face is away from the camera. It's interesting.
See, the trouble is I can't explain.
You needn't try to explain, Henry. This is the way it is, and this is the way it will always be.
No, that's not it. She was looking forward to it. That is so sad. Just let Dudley represent you, man. I mean, honestly, I'd be kind of hesitant too, because I'm like, who really are you,
Well, I don't know who you are. I don't know where you came from or who it was that sent you. Whatever it was, I just wish you'd make haste. There's no time to lose.
Because the cathedral must be built, or because Julia must be happy? You know, Henry, it's going to be difficult for me to help you until I'm sure what it is you really want.
I don't even think he knows what he wants. He's like, how am I supposed to help you if you don't even know what you want, man? Gotta figure that out, buddy.
This card index file is in an awful mess.
I still think you're wasting your time on unimportant details.
Nothing's unimportant. We are interested even in the lowliest sparrow.
There's something so deep about that. Like everything has a purpose, it's not just, it's the details that you have to look out for, Oh, there she is. I was
Hello,
wondering
Debbie.
when Debbie would come
Are
over.
you Dudley?
Yeah,
Mommy told me. Mommy said that maybe with you here, they will get to see Daddy sometimes.
maybe we will.
Maybe we will. Oh, that's really sweet.
Goodbye, Dudley.
Her voice is so cute. All right, let's get some things organized. Okay, that was a fantastic sequence. How did they achieve that? I have so many questions. That was amazing.
Well, what's the matter, honey?
They don't want me.
Why, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Why, Dudley?
Oh, I feel like he's gonna be the one to kind of like play with them for the day, like be there for them for the day.
What's the idea of this game you're playing?
This isn't a game. This is a battle.
Oh, that's the kid from It's a Wonderful Life.
She can't fight. Her father's a bishop. She couldn't throw a snowball as far as I could spit.
Oh my god, that's so weird to see him in this film.
You show them what you can do.
Yeah, let's get him, girl. Oh, it's like the perfect. He's all like curved. Perfect.
Come on, kid.
You're on our team, kid. She's like, thank you.
What are you doing out here?
I always take a walk before lunch.
I wish you could persuade Henry to do that.
I'll try.
See, now, I wonder how they're going to kind of play this out, because I do see a possibility of a sort of romance blooming between the angel and the bishop's wife. Name drop. But I feel like during this time it might have been a little taboo, so I want to see how they kind of play it out. I don't know. I just wanted to throw that out there. I don't know how I feel about a romance between them. I feel like maybe more like a strong friendship. I feel like that might be how this plays out. I don't know, though, yet.
Oh, it's so nice to be back here again.
You have memories of this place, Julia? Did Henry come here often?
As a matter of fact, this is where we became engaged to be married.
Oh, so it holds sentimental value to her. Oh, that's really sweet.
No, would you care to have your palm read?
Oh, no.
May I look at your hand?
Can you do that, too?
It's not too difficult.
Why are they so nosy? Like, eat your lunch. Jeez. And this is not, like, if they were like this, I'd get it. But he's holding her, like, middle finger.
Sir, we thought you were out for lunch.
No, I cancelled my appointment. Mrs. Broom, where's she?
Why, sir, she went out to lunch with Mr. Dudley.
With Dudley?
He's like, oh, Mr. Dudley.
Oh, I thought you knew, sir.
Yes, of course.
I know now. He does not like that. I saw that in his eyes.
Why, my old friend, the professor.
Julia,
Mr. Professor.
I don't believe you've ever been in Vienna in your life.
He's like, I don't remember you. Yeah.
It's a game we play. He always pretends he's never seen me before.
Professor, he's Henry's new assistant.
You mean you know this fellow?
Of course I do.
He's like, well, I trust him now, suddenly.
How about dropping into my humble diggings for a bit of Yuletide cheer?
No, I have to go home. Perhaps just for a few minutes.
It's like just one look from him and her entire mind changes. But I think he just has that effect because obviously he's like an angel.
Why don't you show us the manuscript of your book, Professor?
Oh, no.
You're writing one?
You didn't know? I described that book in detail. 20 years I've been talking about it. The funny part of it is that in all that time, I haven't written one word.
There's that framing again. I wonder if the cinematographer and Coster has Carrie this way because he's an observer. People in this district, like he said, he's kind of assigned to this district. So I wonder if it's to convey that he is an observer of these individuals, because it's happening so often that I feel like it's not a coincidence. This sort of framing.
It's a chronic disease, and it's incurable.
Why does he keep filling it? And how do they do that? That is so cool. The special effects are awesome.
Even when you had this coin to inspire you? Oh, on the contrary. Only 100 of these coins were minted by Julius Caesar 2,000 years ago.
Well, where do you come from? And don't tell me any more about Vienna, because I won't believe it.
Like, you're not from Vienna, buddy, I know.
Oh, hello, dear. I'm sorry we were late for dinner.
Good evening.
Oh, were those boots over her heels? That's kind of cool.
Oh, is Debbie in bed yet?
No, she's waiting to see you.
Oh, good. Well, I'll just go out and say goodnight.
Ooh, the bishop's about to have some words with Dudley. I can see it.
I trust you spent a profitable afternoon, Dudley?
Oh, yes. Did you have a profitable afternoon, Henry?
It's like, is that my scarf?
Can you prove to me that you are an angel?
You, of all people, should know that an angel needs no passport.
Make this desk rise up and fly around the room.
Please, Henry, I didn't come down here to do silly tricks. I'm surprised at you.
It's like, that's so insulting.
I think you're a
dare
demon
you.
right out of...
Oh, Henry, don't say that.
The way you said that. He's like, don't say that.
Now, wait a minute, Dudley. There's another thing.
He just left like, oh, we're done with this conversation. Oh, and the door was locked. And he just unlocked it. He's an angel, buddy. And he saw him poof out of a room. Like, how much more proof do you need, buddy? Oh, the dog's gone. Oh. Oh, he's gonna think he's like taking his life or something. Oh no. I still love that he looks so deeply into these people's eyes. There's something about that I feel like is really like, it really adds to the angel's character. Like, you know, sometimes we look at people so passively, but the way that Mr. Dudley is looking into these characters' eyes is very meaningfully. Meaningfully? Is that a word?
If there's one thing I pride myself on, it's the fact that we lead a well-ordered life. Of course, the credit for that is due to you, much more than to me.
Well, thank you. I hope you're going to take it easier now that Dudley's here with you.
I think what the bishop doesn't realize is that he's changing the mindset of the family, and I think that that'll in turn kind of change the bishop's mindset himself. And I think that's also why it's called the bishop's wife, is because it's the wife that the angel is sort of changing and manipulating, for lack of a better term, in a good way, not in a bad way, to kind of change the heart of the bishop. I think that's why it's called the bishop's wife, because I was wondering why it's called that.
Once upon a time, there was a little boy who lived in a little town.
What was his name?
His name was David. He was a shepherd.
It's a fantastic story, by the way.
Well, one night, David was out in the hills tending his sheep. Well, suddenly an angel came down and spoke to David. This angel said to David, one of your lambs has strayed. He saw a great, big, ferocious lion.
He's a great storyteller. I'm hooked.
And he hurled a stone and hit the lion right between the eyes. And then he felt so happy that he made up another song. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want.
That's good, man. That's Bible. That's Bible, baby. One thing I loved about this particular scene is that they allowed, in the framing of this, we were able to see how this story had kind of affected the people listening. So it went from a sort of wonder to a sort of happiness once, you know, as the angel was telling the story. I really liked that we kind of got to see the faces of the characters rather than like just the story between like the angel and the girl, you know. I think that's great.
Hello, Mrs. Hamilton. How are you? Mrs. Hamilton, I'd like to see you today. Yes, it is. It's very urgent. Oh, you can? Oh, that's splendid.
I also love the effect, and I maybe you already talked about this, but I love the effect that he has on other people. Like even like just the women, like Matilda, and then the woman, I think she's like the bishop's secretary. I forgot her name already. Forgive me. It's like they're attracted to him in a way that's like they sense something more of him.
Oh, but you can't do this to Reverend Miller while that rehearsal's being held just for you.
Well, they'll get along all right without me.
But it isn't the same, Henry. You're his bishop. I don't like going alone.
He had an idea. You want me to go? I'll go. Ah, there's Mr. Dudley. Wow, this is a very grandiose house.
Good evening, Bishop Rome.
My dear Mrs. Hamilton, I've come to tell you.
You've come to apologize.
My objections seem petty indeed compared with the generosity of your gesture.
Sit down, Bishop Rome.
Thank you.
I don't like the way she talks to him. I don't at all.
In planning the cathedral, the George B. Hamilton Memorial Chapel shall be located...
Just where you specified, Mrs. Hamilton.
You know, I will not have his name in some horrid little brass plaque.
Oh, no, it'll be incised in marble, large letters, gilded. Julia's waiting for me at St. Timothy's.
We can go over the plans when we send for the transfer of the funds.
Oh, he's like, you're not done yet. Oh, no. Chair's stuck to my rear.
It must be the new varnish.
Oh my God.
I hope I'm not harming the chair in any way.
What a peculiar situation to find yourself in. Like, I can't leave because my butt is literally stuck to the chair. But the ethereal music is playing, so I feel like it's the angel.
Oh, hello, Mr. Miller.
Mrs. Brolin.
This is Mr. Dudley, the bishop's new assistant.
Mr. Dudley, a pleasure. I'm afraid some of our boys are a little late. We really should begin, but I don't see how we can. They're all good boys at heart. I know they are. They'll show up.
See, this is why I feel like there's not going to be any sort of like real romance between them, because I feel like the story has so much warmth and so much happiness, and then to throw in sort of like, again, this is the 1940s, so there is a sort of taboo about infidelity, so to throw that in the mix just seems like that wouldn't match the theme of the movie. So I know I keep talking about it, but I just feel like it wouldn't match the theme. Like it wouldn't make sense. I feel like this is just a way to kind of help her through the situation that she's going through, which I'm thinking is loneliness.
Hello, Bobby.
Hello.
What do you sing?
I sing first soprano.
Well, how about giving out? You ready, Mrs. Duffy?
Oh, yes.
Hit it.
Hit it. Let's do it. Oh, they're all here now. I feel like whoever was a part of this project, they had to have been believers on some level, because there's something about the way that the angel interacts. I've been talking about this entire video, but it's the way that he's interacting with others. There's something very like deep about it, like almost biblical, like in a way, the way that they describe Jesus and how Jesus had such a, I'm not saying that the angel is Jesus, but it's just like that sort of feeling like he had such an impact on everyone that he met and came into contact with. It's that sort of same or similar like thing going on. Like it's just like it's the impact, or like the feeling that he's exuding. It just, whoever wrote it, they are definitely believers. If not, then they've blown my mind, because it feels like it, you know? He's stuck in a chair.
Are you all right?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, Stevens, there you are.
I'm terribly sorry, madam, but the furniture shop was closed until after New Year.
Walking with a chair on his butt. I wonder if the angels, Mr. Dudley, is keeping him away for some reason. I thought it was maybe because his agreement was bad.
Tilda, this is Bishop Brougham. I'm over at Mrs. Hamilton's. Will you bring me another pair of trousers at once, please?
He's like, I'm about to get out of my pants.
Well, if only I could get in touch with Julia or Dudley.
Now, don't be nervous, Bishop. Have a chair.
I already have one. That's funny.
He isn't here.
Well, perhaps the meeting with Mrs. Hamilton was more important than he thought.
It's not like he could have left. He was stuck in a chair.
Oh.
That's beautiful. I don't know how I feel about the time that they're spending with each other. It just feels a little uncomfortable. And the fact that Henry is literally stuck in the chair, like something just feels off about that. Is that just me? Do you guys feel the same?
Now relax. That's right.
Oh, they really are ice skating on there too. Like really, actually it's them, not like stunt doubles or anything. Nuh-uh, no way. He suddenly turns into a freaking Olympic gold freaking ice skater.
Well, Henry, what happened to you? I thought you were going to meet us at St. Timothy's.
What happened to you? It's very late.
We went skating.
But I guess that's why it's called The Bishop's Wife, right? Because it's about the bishop's wife.
Dudley's the most marvelous skater. Oh, he even made me imagine that I was good.
I'm sure of that.
Did you have a successful meeting with Mrs. Hamilton?
Oh, yes, did you?
Satisfactory.
Except for his butt got stuck in a chair.
You deliberately stopped me from joining you.
Well, if you'd sent me to represent you with Mrs. Hamilton, I would have gone. You didn't, so I represented you with your wife.
I understand now. The reason why he's doing this is to show the bishop that you're missing out on key moments for the sake of your own glory. Like, to create this structure, you don't even realize that you have a family that you need to be happy with. That's why this is happening. I didn't get that until just now. Wow.
Debbie wants Dudley to come up and say goodnight to her.
He's gone.
Where?
How should I know?
Why did he leave so suddenly?
I told him to go away. I fired him. Because he's incompetent. He's no good at his job, and I cannot stand the sight of him.
Oh, man. You gotta figure your stuff out, Bishop. Your brain's in the wrong place, buddy.
Dudley wouldn't leave us without saying a word.
But it's almost Christmas Eve. Soon I'll have to go to bed.
No, he's gonna come back. One last time, I think.
Now, if you'll be good enough, Miss Cassaway, here's the manuscript of my Christmas sermon. I shall want 5 carbons for issuing to the press. I'm sorry to keep you so long on Christmas Eve.
Of course, I understand. It must be done.
God, the modern invention of the printer saves so much time. The copier, I mean. Copy printer. You know.
Mildred,
Oh! Dudley, you are...
let me type that sermon for you.
Oh, no, the bishop told
It's
me.
almost Christmas Eve. You must have shopping to do.
That's really sweet. Go ahead. Have a great Christmas. Merry Christmas, Dudley. Oh, you know. Girl, you know it would be me too. I'd be like, thank you.
Take a sermon. Tonight, I want to tell you the story of an empty stocking.
The typewriter's just typing by itself.
Put them under the
There was
tree.
no cut either. The special effects in this film, freaking awesome. Yeah, let's make that a little bit better. Look at the Look at this freaking bro. These special effects are awesome. I have so many questions. I need to know how this was done. I like their Christmas trees. They're like more like spread, like wide, you know, versus what I see today at least.
Mrs. Hamilton expecting you?
Not exactly, but she wished to see me. I'm the bishop's assistant.
The bishop is expected, but not the assistant.
I think it also speaks to the fact that like there is no definitive good and bad. Like what the bishop thinks is good for him is not good for, you know, the rest of his family. So it really does kind of challenge that sort of conversation too.
My name is Dudley. But tell me about Anna and you.
Oh, this is it. This is her thing. The thing that'll crack her.
Alan Carteret was the only man I ever loved. We were engaged to be married, and I got frightened. He had nothing, and I was afraid of poverty. He went away. I never saw him again.
Oh, her acting is stellar.
I love George Hamilton. He was very much in love with me, and he was wealthy. I've spent a fortune honoring his memory in empty monuments.
She ran after the money and not the love, and maybe that's why she's a little harder around the edges. She is crying.
That must be Henry and Julia.
Julia. How nice of you to come and see me. A Merry Christmas. Come, let's go into the drawing room. You know, my dear, meeting Dudley has been the greatest spiritual experience of my life.
Spiritual experience, wow.
I've changed my mind about the cathedral. I'm going to give my money to those who need it, to the poor. And I want you to direct the spending of the money.
Oh, now, Henry, you see what Dudley has done.
Yes.
He's like, what just happened? I think he needs to have one last conversation with Dudley.
Well, this is a surprise. I want to show you something. You see this bottle? You note that it is full? Now watch. You will observe that it is still full.
It never empties.
I think I can account for it. Dudley has been here.
Yes, and that bottle isn't all.
And I was wondering if he would get drunk from drinking so much.
My history. I'm actually writing it.
That is so amazing.
This Dudley is no mortal man like the rest of us.
Says he's an angel.
An angel from
You
heaven?
just said it.
That I'm not sure about.
An angel from where else, buddy?
I suppose that Dudley came to me just to confirm that I'd already lost the love of Julia and Debbie.
You and Julia love each other. You always have.
I love Julia.
You have her heart, Henry. You never lost it. Like, that's the thing is, like, you never lost it. You always had her heart.
I think my work here is almost finished. I'll have to be moving along.
Where will you be going, Dudley?
Wherever they send me. They seldom send us to the same place twice. We might form attachments.
They've grown an affectionship. But again, I don't think it's a romantic thing. And it would be weird if it was, to be honest.
I'm tired of being a wanderer. I'm tired of an existence where one is neither hot nor cold.
Do not make this into City of Angels. Have you guys ever seen that movie? That's a great movie with Nicolas Cage and Meg Ryan.
No, you must go away and never come back.
Julia? Julia?
Julia, whatever's the matter? Oh my god, this is no. Don't cry over an angel.
I've never before had to fight an angel, but I suggest you take off your coat and put up your dukes.
Let's throw some hands, buddy.
Because you're a thief, trying to steal my wife, the love that belongs to me.
As an angel, I could quite possibly destroy you.
I don't care. Julia means more to me than my life.
This is what the angel's making him do, is fight for her. I see it. This is why this is happening.
I'm not going to lose her.
That's what we want.
And I have news for you. I'm going.
We wanted you to fight for her, not this frickin' cathedral.
Because when I'm gone, you will never know that an angel visited your house.
It'll just be you and your family. I see how they did that.
Because your prayer has been answered.
I was praying for a cathedral.
No, you were praying to be helped.
You were praying for guidance.
Yep. Oh my gosh, the way they ended it, I forget that they can manipulate, like, frickin' mentals, minds, memories. God.
Will you come back?
Not I. Asked to be assigned to the other end of the universe. When an immortal finds himself envying the mortal entrusted to his care, it's a danger signal.
Dangerous thing. He asked for guidance, and guidance he got.
Julia.
Shh. She's asleep.
Are you all right?
Oh, yes, of course I am. Henry, did you get that for Debbie?
No.
Oh, an angel. Just as like a memory. A remnant of him is what I was trying to say. My brain is so fried right now. I don't know why. I love this dreamlike frame.
What is it?
Sequence.
I just have the most inexplicable feeling of happiness. Let's drink to us, to our happiness, and to what lies ahead.
Oh, happy. Because honestly, I was really scared. I'm like, okay, they're both getting a little too attached to each other, and it just doesn't fit the theme. So I like the way that they kind of played that off.
Tonight I want to tell you the story of an empty stocking. All the stockings are filled, except one. A stocking for the child born in a manger.
I love that even though they don't remember the angel, they still have like the feeling of happiness and all the things that that Mr. Dudley kind of like helped them through. They get to kind of still live in that, you know? Like it wasn't just wiped clean completely. I really like that.
It's his birthday we're celebrating. Don't let us ever forget that. What he would wish for most. Let each put in his share. Loving kindness, warm heart, and a stretched out hand of tolerance.
As it should be. That was fantastic. Wow, that was really good. I really loved that film. I think it really did capture the essence of Christmas, which is giving and, you know, just being happy with the ones that you loved. But there was an element to it that I felt like I said earlier, whoever wrote this had to have been like a believer of some sort, you know, because there was just something about the way that the angel sort of impacted people around him was just, it was something similar to the way that Jesus is depicted in the Bible, of just having this immense amount of goodness and happiness and overwhelming love for people around him. And that was captured in this. I really felt like whoever wrote this must have been a believer. I loved seeing Cary Grant always in any film, but in this one specifically, the fact that he was able to keep like a smile on his face the entire time and just exude this warmth and this happiness, like it made the character of Dudley. And then the eye contact was so on point, but it wasn't like a romantic eye contact. It wasn't like a eye contact of hatred. It was like just he was looking so deeply into the person, and it was like it was transcending. I was like, wow. I felt like he was looking into their souls, which is exactly what, you know, was asked for Dudley, right? He's an angel. I really loved that. I also felt like there were moments that I felt like the camera work was a little like more, what is the word I'm looking for? Sedentary. There could have been more sort of more of a dynamic feel of the camera work, but you know, I mean, it is what it is. It was the director's choice, so there's that. I loved seeing David Niven. I do want to see more of his work because I've heard a lot of great things about him, and I feel like I want to kind of have something to compare this with. But so far, I thought he was pretty good. He did a good job of being like the bishop that was like, you know, oh, Dudley's kind of taking over my life, and you know, kind of winning over my wife and all these people, and it's unfair to me. But I think he did a pretty good job for what the role was calling for, but I am very excited to dive deeper into his work. Yeah, I think that was fantastic. There was something else I wanted to talk about, but it is escaping me now. I can't believe it. And I don't feel like it's going to come back. So with that, I will say thank you guys so much for recommending this film, and thank you guys so much for watching it with me. All right, everyone, that does it for this video. As always, if you liked it as much as I did, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you would like to become an official MWMer, then please hit that subscribe button and that bell notification to stay in the loop. If you would like to see this film's full reaction, you will find it on my Patreon. I will let you guys know, though, I am still in the process of getting the full reactions up to Patreon. I think I'm kind of backed up since Sierra Madre, so for those of you who want to see the full reactions for at least the last 7 reactions, I will have it up to you soon, but it is not currently up on Patreon. It will be up hopefully by the end of this week. I just wanted to put that out there. Patreon is also where I hold my bi-weekly MWM live watch parties, where every Saturday night at 5 p.m. Arizona time, which is synced to Mountain Standard Time, we come together and we watch one classic film live via Zoom. So if that sounds of interest to you, then please check out that Patreon link, which is linked down in the description box below. If you have recommendations for any classic Hollywood films, please reach out to me on social media, on Facebook and Twitter or X at Movies with Mia, and on Instagram and TikTok at movieswithmia_. If social media is not your jam, fear not. I do have an email. My email is miawilliams642@gmail.com. And while you're online, why not consider following my LetterBoxd account? There is where I basically have a documentation of all of the films that we've seen on the channel, and it's under the handle at Mamma Mia Tiffany. And yeah, with that is all I have for you today, guys. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for bearing with me, guys. Hopefully I'll have our studio up and running in our new place. I'm very excited about that. But until then, please stay safe and healthy out there. Happy New Year. I wish you all a very happy and healthy New Year. And I'll see you, boo, in the next video. Bye, everyone.